Thank you for tuning back in. Game Week 9 is coming up, and we'll be sharing an early draft for those of you on Wildcards as we head into the international break before Game Week 9 takes place. Those of you who are just joining us, click like and subscribe and enable notifications so you don't miss any future FPL uploads. This team was put together with the next 8 weeks of games in mind, so the next games are key when selecting the draft. Before we start, the code to join our mini league is shown on the screen, so be sure to join to get a chance in winning prizes. Right, let's get started. Unsurprisingly, David Raya is in goal, chosen by over 3% of managers overall, ahead of meetings with Sheffield, Burnley and Brentford in the next 4 game weeks. While Alphonse Areola is one of the best cheap goalkeeper choices due to his good run of games. Over the next 5 weeks, West Ham will play Everton, Forest and Burnley. There has also been a strong defense template developed, thanks in part to Pedro Porro and Dan Burn. Along with attacking fullbacks Trippier and Alexander-Arnold, the pair are among the top 6 defenders in terms of predicted points over the next 8 weeks. The same can be said for Joachim Andersen, who's gained popularity for good reason. Palace has a favourable 5-match run coming up in only 3 game weeks. With 51 points since the start of the season, the Palace centre-back is ranked first among defenders. Only Kieran Trippier has more bonus points than his 9 total, while Gabriel is part of an Arsenal defence that has a joint high tally of 4 clean sheets this season. The Gunners host promoted side Sheffield United in Game Week 10, followed by a game against Burnley, who scored the fewest Premier League goals away from home this season. Cut price Charlie Taylor claims the last spot in defence, despite Burnley's defensive underlying numbers have been poor this season. But the Clarets' first few games have been mostly difficult, and you'd expect those numbers to improve with the games that are coming up. The team is more balanced when the money is spread across those 2 spots at the expense of Trent and Trippier. Having failed to produce any returns in only one of his first 8 games, Mo Salah is a no-brainer in this draft. He currently sits tied for first place in FPL points alongside Ollie Watkins. The Egyptian will be in contention for captaincy when the Reds take on Everton in Week 9. Due to a similar reasoning, James Maddison is currently in the team as a placeholder, ahead of ties with Fulham and Crystal Palace in the next 2 game weeks. He is most likely to make way for either Saka or Martin Odegaard in Game Week 12. While annoying to own at times, Brian Mbeumo's mid-price midfielder bracket appeal is bolstered by Brentford's gifted fixture this week. He got off to a strong start this year, scoring 4 times in his first 4 games and should be ready to regain his form after his 4th straight blank this season. Aston Villa's Moussa Diaby is set to continue the campaign in an out-of-position forward role alongside Ollie Watkins. It's not hard to see why almost 12 of managers have chosen the French winger, as he has 3 great home matchups in the next 4 game weeks. With a 3-4-3 formation set up in mind, budget-friendly Cole Palmer will take the final available midfield spot. Expected to take over penalty duties, the 21-year-old took Chelsea's penalty kick on Saturday, despite Sterling earned it and the previous taker, Enzo Fernandez, was on the field. Erling Haaland has scored 8 goals in 8 matches so far and has 2 good games coming up in the next 4 weeks that can help him keep up his good form. The next 3 games for Man City include home ties against Brighton and Bournemouth, where the Norwegian is a strong captaincy option. Alexander Isak has been one of the finest forwards this season, averaging 11 points per match over the last 4 games. Among attackers, only Ollie Watkins, Haaland and Julian Alvarez have accumulated more FPL points since the season's opening. The next 4 games against Crystal Palace, Wolves and Bournemouth can help him keep up his great form. Ollie Watkins, who is now priced at 8.1 million and is currently leading all assets in FPL points, rounds out the team. The Villa's talisman has been directly involved in 11 goals this season, averaging 7.4 points per game. He displayed promise against Wolves last week by not only setting up Torres' equaliser, but also hitting the post with a late header. Over the next 6 game weeks, Villa only has to face 1 team rated better than a 3 on the FDR, and that's Tottenham. As things stand, Erling Haaland is the captain for Game Week 9, but it's still early and the lot can change over the break. Mo Salah and Ollie Watkins are the other captaincy contenders across the next 8 game weeks in this current draft. Hope you enjoy the international break, and we'll be back with regular content on the following Monday. And if you haven't already, please like this video and subscribe to the channel. We'll see you at the next one.